yeah, to read, does that affect his boxing ability?
I'm screaming.
No, it doesn't. But the business aspect
Exactly. And
does.
how did he get his wealth? How did he get his wealth? He
How do
got
you
his
keep
wealth
it?
from boxing.
How do you
From
keep it? You
boxing.
keep it, right?
How do you keep it? How do you keep it? You hire somebody that knows what they're doing, that knows about investment. You hire an accountant. That's how you keep it.
But
Because left to him, left to Money Mayweather,
Broke
a guy that calls himself Money Mayweather, yes,
Brokey.
yeah, he will not have any more of that money. He will have 2 pounds in his account, left to his own devices.
what?
Have you seen? Wait, have you been on this guy's
Wow,
Instagram?
zero
Have you,
rated. Completely
wait.
zero.
Can I ask a question? Have you been on this guy's Instagram account? Have you seen the
He
way that he
looks
just
like
wastes money?
it's
Wait. I'm
superficial.
not saying he can do what he wants with his money,
It's
yeah.
superficial, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just getting at something.
Yeah.
Have you seen what he does with his money?
Yeah, man, he's just blown
Exactly. And now, you think someone like him is financially responsible? Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of his pocket, but I'm telling you, listen, there's accountants, there's people there that are aiding him to do so and so.
But we don't know if that's real money as well. Some people are rich, so they're flaunting fake money.
No. Why do you want fake money?
Because sometimes
Listen, because wait, let me explain. Shall I tell you why he's not flaunting fake money? Yeah?
Why?
Because in the video, yeah, there's about 20 strippers there, all being paid. Though he's not paying them with fake money, is he? There's like 10 bottles of whatever, I don't even know what it is. Ace of Spades, wherever it can be. Yeah, there's like, I don't know, just dumb jewelry just lying on the table everywhere around his neck. That's not fake. And then you think now he's just gonna put fake money there as well.
Okay, even if I think that's unlikely.
The guy's not financially responsible,
but still, the guy has the cash to like. It could be just.
That's what I'm saying. He's got the cash, but don't try and say this guy is intelligent and financially. Like, come on. What evidence has he provided you for you to make that claim?
Floyd Mayweather is worth between $700 million and $1 billion.
I know he's worth a lot of money,
bro. You can't have
those
assets. You can't have all those assets.
Listen, and I'm telling you, how much did he earn? Yeah, how much did he earn from the fight against Conor McGregor? How much did he earn from the fight against Pacquiao? Listen, from those 2 fights, yeah, he probably earned about, I don't know, definitely over 100 or 100 mil from those 2 fights. That's easily 100. I think even, wait, what am I even saying? It's probably closer to like
more than 200.
Exactly. That's off 2 fights. 2 fights. So where is it to be? So he should be a billionaire, man. He should be a billionaire. Mayweather should be a billionaire.
He's not far. I'll say that.
True. But he got to bail out his daughter.
That's G. Yeah, let him slap one of the millions.
Sorry. Did you guys ever see the beef between him and 50 Cent a few years ago?
Yes. That's when he outed that he doesn't know how to read.
The 2 worst people to be beefing, because 50 Cent, yeah, God actually helped this man.
50 Cent is a bad guy, man.
He is a waste.
The guy's actually a bad guy. He's a comedian.
He said bad guy.
He actually is. He is the
waste man.
My guy challenged him to be the cat in the hat, bro.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
50 Cent, he's the ultimate troll.
He is the ultimate. Like, how can you say he's bankrupt yet and then be standing in front of his Mercedes Benz or some kind of like Range or something?
I don't understand. The guy is actually he's actually a comedian. I'm convinced he's a comedian.
Did you see the? I don't think it's real, but did you see the DM picture with Will Smith?
Yes.
That was.
Wait, which one is this? I didn't see anything.
Oh, you haven't seen it? You need to check it out.
I haven't seen it.
Of course it will be 50 Cent. Of course. Nonsense, man.
He's an amazing businessman. I'll give that to him.
Yeah, he is.
Always.
Definitely is. He definitely is. I rate him for that. Right, yeah, this guy, he's just too funny, man. Too funny. I like 50 Cent. Cool guy.
Guy's been dressing the same for like 20 years though. I think he's going to switch it up.
Stuck in the
he also
same
needs to
thing,
stop talking to his eldest son like his son is an op, because it's
that's a bit mad.
I can't with this man.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That relationship is a bit wild,
isn't it?
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I feel like maybe that the son tried to pull up on 50. I don't know, or something. That's the way he talks about it, like as if like 50 talks about this guy as if he was the one responsible for 50 getting shot. I don't know, man.
True.
Guys, where is a hot country to go to in Europe? That is not Spain.
Portugal, South of France,
Greece,
Cyprus.
Okay, y'all talking.
Go Portugal.
What'd you say?
Go Afro Nation.
Afro Nation. Please.
Oh, let's not go back. Let's go back to
Afro Nation. Oh man.
Afro Nation, the one that was withholding everybody's
Yeah, come on. It's only that.
It is well. It is well.
So did you get like any news on when their next thing is? Because you paid for it, right?
Yeah, the date is really being set next year. Yeah. They just say I don't like saving. The money has to be moving. If it's not moving, then it's not worth it.
Come on.
It's an investment. Like now, next year, everyone wants to go on holiday now. Even now, I now sell my ticket, I'm gonna get a profit. There's gonna be a nice return on it. There's gonna be a nice return. Like even now already, like people already, like one of my guys he sold these tickets, got a little bit over retail. Yeah, listen, and that's now.
Shagan is waiting patiently.
Wait.
So you're waiting for the refund, you said?
Refund? No. Resell.
Resell, sir.
I'm reselling it.
They're not refunding. Yeah, I was going
to say. 300% profit. That's what I'm looking for.
So you're going to sell it for more than what you bought it for?
Of course.
That's the goal.
Of course. The demand is going to be mad high. And obviously there's no supply because there's no more tickets.
Wow.
Everyone's going to want to go on a holiday. Look at that. Renee's already asking, where's a hot country? She's talking about next year.
Listen, next year,
you want to buy my ticket?
I'm going all sorts of places next year.
Where do you have in mind?
I was meant to go to Puerto Rico this year, but I will go next year because one of my really good friends from the US is half Puerto Rican and has been yelling for time. My friend is having her 24th in Jamaica, so me too, I'll find myself there. I was also supposed to do December in Nigeria, but that didn't happen. So next year, December, Nigeria will see me.
I need to go Nige next year.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I'm definitely going Nige next year. 110%.
Yeah, I need to go back home. It's been too long. Too long.
And Japan needs to happen next year. Been saying it for a long time to happen. And then I want to go to a weird country. A country that no one really talks about.
Go to like Austria.
Austria's even still bait, man. People go Austria.
Latvia,
Latvia is now we're talking. I don't know the capital of it. To be honest, if I don't know the capital of that country, then I should look to go into that country. What's the capital of Latvia?
Go to Azerbaijan.
I know somebody from Azerbaijan, so I'm not going there. I don't want to have any ties. I don't want to know anybody that has been there or going there. Like I don't want to know anything about the place.
What about Iceland?
I know a lot of people have been to Iceland. A lot of people.
Why do I keep thinking of this store, please?
I'm gonna go to
Go
like
to Kenya.
French Guinea,
Ooh,
Kenya, Tibet as well.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, those kind of places. Suriname,
Or
like all of these
Cape
kind of
Verde.
Cape Verde. I know quite a few people that have been Cape Verde as well. I know a couple
Really
of Cape
nice.
Verdean people. Cape
Yeah.
Verdean? Cape Verde. People, yeah. Going to a very low key place in Africa.
Madagascar.
Madagascar is big.
No, it's not. Ain't nobody. Who do you know in the
To be
last?
honest, I don't know anyone. Yeah, I don't know anyone that's been Madagascar. But Madagascar, I don't know. It feels too common.
Wow.
Oh, I know a place. Someone like Burundi.
You don't want to go to Burundi. Don't be silly.
What's wrong with Burundi?
First of all, it is literally at the bottom of the global GDP index. Second of all,
Wow.
You need to actually have a government visa before you step foot into that country.
What happened? What did they say?
No, it's my turn to pick the topic.
Oh, man.
Okay, so hold on, Ellie. Let me go and jog my memory. Sense of resting and how, like, do you know what would also be interesting to talk about? I think,
Yeah.
in the whole like balance and resting thing. I don't know if you guys have seen the like recent conversations about hustle and grind. You know, like entrepreneurship, Twitter, hustle and grind. 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. is better than a 9 to 5, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to get you guys' thoughts on that. Do you think that? Now, what do you think about 9 to 5s? What do you think about entrepreneurship? Like, what do you think about hustle and grind Twitter, you know?
Sleep is for the weak.
Get
That's
out.
what I think.
Get out. He said sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for the weak. What do I think about it? Boy, I don't know. I don't know what I think about it. I don't really take a notice of it. Like, I just see people, yeah, and yeah, up at 3 a.m. still at it, whatever. I see a lot of people with like doing gym related stuff and like in the early hours of the morning, and they like to share that stuff with the world. But for me, it's just there, and I don't really consume the content. It's just there. Like, all right, that's cool. You're up. That's nice. In terms of entrepreneurship, yeah, I can never knock anybody. Anybody that wants to go and create a path for themselves, or you know, go and create a business or live it for them and their family, I'm always for it. I'm always for it. As long as the business makes sense, I'm always for it. Because for me personally, I feel like every human being kind of has that nature to them. I feel like it is in our nature. I mean, once upon a time, we were all hunter-gatherers, and all we used to do is farm, hunt, and eat. And if you don't hunt for yourself, then you and your family will not eat. So fast forwarding now to 2020, with the rise of a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people pursuing their own businesses, I feel like, yeah, it is in their nature to do that. But again, if you're posting it on Twitter and Insta, that's cool, innit? That's cool. But I don't feel no ways about people putting it, sharing their stuff on social media.
I think that like in terms of like 9 to 5, I think it's frowned upon a lot from people, and ideally, working like a 9 to 5 job has its restrictions and everything, etc., etc. But I feel like from the outside, it's just really frowned upon, especially, for example, if you are just doing it temporarily, or maybe you even enjoy it. It's demonized too much, you know. I mean, if somebody wants to go down that route, let them do it. You know, I don't see why. That's why you also find some people who feel quite insecure with maybe where they work, or insecure about it. Most likely for the reasons of the way they don't want to be judged, or looked at in a certain way. And in turn, I think that's just one of the main things that stops people's growth in the first place. You know, it's not for you to be parading everything that you do, but yeah, the external factors surrounding that. The entrepreneur, in relation to, so Shakespeare, maybe you didn't read it. So Renee's post was basically on how there's this culture that we have where people are like up at 3 a.m., you know, writing business plans, you know, hustle hard, not even 24/7, 25/8, you know? And I think on entrepreneurs are taking that into account, people overdo it as well. And it's very unrealistic. I mean, for me personally, I've realized the real hard work is not really your effort, but it's your consistency. Because a lot of us start things, we do things, but 9 times out of 10, our consistency, you know, our persistence goes down. So yeah, that's my piece.
So entrepreneurship Twitter, as we call them, or rather 9-to-5 Twitter. You see, the thing is, I think that first of all, on social media, people love to cap. Like, you know, on social media, everyone will have you thinking that they're earning 160K a year, that they're driving a Tesla, that, you know, they're doing entrepreneurship 24/7. They're up at 3 a.m. working on the grind. And it's just not true, and it's not feasible. And it's just like, you know, neither is a bad thing. Like, if you prefer the whole 9-to-5 work, in that you prefer having a salaried job, that's not a problem. If it suits you, if it suits your values, if it's something that, you know, you care for, that's not it's not an issue. I think entrepreneurship was born out of, like, I guess the movement of entrepreneurship was born out of this resistance to salaried work, because it was seen as kind of like the conventional thing to do, and it wasn't as flexible, particularly when those conventional jobs were like specific ones. So for me growing up, the conventional jobs was always lawyer, banker, consultant. And at least for me personally, I had no care towards any of them, particularly lawyer. I thought I was going to be a lawyer because it was the accepted thing to do. Went on a couple of like law taster courses, and I found that I hated the entire enterprise. But you know what, if that's your thing, by all means, go and flourish, go forth and, you know, do your thing. And of course, there's other 9-to-5 jobs as well. But again, just that whole notion of like being a salaried worker for somebody else, that's where entrepreneurship came out of, because it gave the promise of like freedom and stuff like that. And as somebody who like wrestles with both, so I've had 9-to-5 jobs. I currently am like self-employed, but I'm also an entrepreneur. There's no grass greener on the other side. Like the grass is always green where you water it, right? So if you choose to be an entrepreneur, then kudos to you, do your thing, you know, grow your business, work hard, hustle hard if that's you. Me personally, I like to be in bed by 10 p.m. But if you like to be up working on your hustle and grind till 3 a.m., that's good for you. But yeah, I think it's just about having balance and understanding where your values are and what is important to you, and not allowing social media or like what anyone else says to dictate where your life is going to go / what you want to do in your life. Because you can, listen, this whole myth that everyone is living on 100K per year, you can make 100K through a 9-to-5 job. You can also make 100K through entrepreneurship. You can make 100K in like many different ways. Point is, you need to pick the one that is most suited to you and your life goals. And don't think that they're mutually exclusive. Like, you can actually do both if that's what you want. But yeah, I'm tired. Like, there was a point where I was tired of 9-to-5 Twitter / 9-to-5 social media, because it's like, oh, look at me, I'm an investment banker. That's shiny suit Twitter, actually. I'm an investment banker, I'm a consultant, I'm financial. You know, the ones that wear the turtleneck and the camel coat and then the glasses.
Yeah.
You know exactly who I'm speaking about. Shiny suiters that, you know, all of a sudden, because they're wearing loafers with no socks, they're brand new.
Come on.
will be out here telling you, listen, they'll be out here telling you about financial management just because they've got a relatively okay salary. And then you've got entrepreneurship Twitter who are out here, you know, wearing their tracksuits and whatnot, or they'll be out here, you know, sending us obnoxious life quotes from philosophy, telling us to work hard and chase our dreams and whatnot at an obnoxious hour like 2 a.m. Go to bed. What are you even doing up? Or like they'll be up at 3 a.m. getting that workout in, hustle and grind. Nobody asked you. You know, no one actually asked you. But anyways, I've been taking up a lot of airtime. I'm gonna throw it back out to you guys. Those are my thoughts on it.
Renee, you said that you can make 100,000 doing 9 to 5. What can you make a meal? Like NSG said.
Oh, here we go.
Want to make a meal 9 to 5 ain't an option.
It's possible though.
After how many years?
I mean, there's like, if we were to even look at the stats, for example, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to make a lot more money during like being an entrepreneur. But that's if your business actually does well. People seem to think that, oh, I become an entrepreneur and suddenly, yeah, I'm going to make $1 million a year. If you weren't even able to save money when you had a job, what makes you think that you have the financial management to make $1 million? And that's not to say that, you know, it's the benchmark by any means, but cool. I mean, yeah, do you? It will take a number of years to make $1 million through salaried work. Having said that, it could take some years. Like entrepreneurship, like people think that entrepreneurship is fast money. Some people have liquidated like 6 businesses before they've even made a livable wage. Like there are some people who are still working 20 years, 30 years just for their viral moment to actually blow. Like when you look at most of the millionaires and billionaires and stuff, yeah, they did up entrepreneurship, but a lot of them actually got rich later on in their life. So
yeah, that's true. I feel like if you are trying to, well, if your main aim in pursuing entrepreneurship is based on the idea of you making quick money, I feel like you need to quickly change that mindset, because I don't think like that's the case. Unless your business is an amazing thing that we've been asking and you're asking for, and is in one very niche market. That's the only way. And even that, there's still a lot of costs. Businesses. But for me, the idea, what kind of sells entrepreneurship for me is just the idea of freedom. And I feel like I speak for a lot of other people as well. The idea that you don't have to kind of restrict yourself to a rota. You don't have to be up at 8 o'clock to go to work for 9 o'clock and then get home at 6 p.m. and you know the whole routine thing. Your day is more kind of spontaneous and in your own hands. That's what sells it for me. Just the idea of like being in control of my time. If you get what I'm saying. And for some people, they have this whole idea that they're gonna have freedom and they can do this and they can, you know, go and travel whenever they want. But fam, you know, it also takes time before you can get to that level. Before you can get to the time where your business is making money without you being present, you get a lot of investment, a lot of stuff a lot of stuff needs to have gone into that whole process. But I don't feel like a lot of people understand that, and they just see, you know, all these people traveling on holidays and coming back and still making money, and it looks like they're not working at all. And again, another thing, this brings back to the thing, you can't just believe everything on social media as well. Just because you see someone showing the flashy side of their life, it doesn't mean that they're not working. I learned that very early in school. I learned that at a very young age. I used to think certain people were just playing when they went home. I thought they were playing. Come to exam season, I've seen them get high grades than me. I'm like, whoa, so you might not working at home. I thought you guys were just playing. You're messing around in school. Like, I thought, we're in it together. So I learned that from a very, very young age that, you cannot just look and believe what you see on the surface. There's always more depth to every picture, if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly this. There's always more depth. And it's complicated. Like Shakes, when I say I feel you on the whole, like freedom, that is the thing for me. Like I have always had a little bit of rebelliousness in me, in that I really dislike being told what to do, where to spend my time, what, you know, conjures up, or like I fundamentally don't believe in it. And
I'll tell you what it is. It's the Igbo in you. It's the Igbo in you.
there you go. There you go. Kids. We don't like being told what to do. We like being the boss of our own time, the boss of our own money. You know, like I don't like the idea. Like one thing I really dislike is the idea of debt. Like, you know, debt is just bad vibes, and I don't like having it. I like when I see that, you know, I want my net worth to be positive. I also want enough.
For real.
Like, it's not that I want material things, really. It's more so I want to be able to experience my life and enjoy it without having to think about things like bills or financial, like, debts or anything like that. So really, that's the key motivation for me. Then also coming from a migrant family background, in that, you know, my parents came to the UK to kind of like hopefully get a better life for their kids. And like for me, I'm trying to live that life that they wanted for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to live relatively comfortably. And I think it's also important to make the distinction between, I mean, we can have this is a whole conversation topic, but do you think that billionaires are ethical? Like, should we have billionaires? I don't know if we have time to get into that, but
maybe later.
I already know where you stand. To be honest,
I already know that you know, and I think I even know where you stand. But I think that, yeah, as somebody who, like, I want to be comfortable, and, you know, I want to be able to give back as well and redistribute wealth in some ways. And it takes a lot more money than people think it does. Like, house prices are soaring. The house, an average house in London is costing what, 400,000, when the average salary in London is what, 25k.
Okay, it's mad.
Like, just to live in a home is costing that much. And y'all are comfortable with, like, just that's the level of comfortability. Is that even a word? That's the level of comfort that I'm striving for, where, you know, I can actually own a home, like something that's mine. I don't have to think too tough about like bills and having to sell my time. That's important. Selling my time to be able to, you know, live comfortably. So yeah.
So before I go into the second question I was going to ask you guys, so at what point for you it kind of clicked where you wanted to, or you knew that the entrepreneurial route was for you, and 9 to 5 wasn't, from your personal experience in life? Yeah.
For me personally, I feel like I've always had that kind of entrepreneurial spirit. Like, I've always wanted to do stuff on my own, earn my own money, be free with my time, and just be in control of my life. Like, I don't like people telling me what to do. I like to tell people.
Your spirit is strong.
Yeah, I like, yeah. And you know, no, I know where I actually got it from. I feel like I got there seeing my brother, my older brother, and like he was a very entrepreneurial guy. Like, even from a young age, this guy always wanted to, you know, create his own avenue, his own path. So I feel like consciously and subconsciously, I picked it up from him. And even seeing him actually bring it to fruition, like, even after he went to uni and everything, he did finance work there for a little bit, and then he just said, nah, this ain't for me. I'm gonna go do my own thing, and he's thriving in what he's doing. So even seeing him in that sense as well, I'm just like, yeah, there is another path. And yeah, this grass definitely looks green. It definitely looks greener. Like, there's trees here, there's apple trees, and looks nice. Like, so yeah, I'm trying to be on this side of the pond. Yeah, for me, I feel like it's just I've always kind of just had that independent nature. Like, I've always wanted to just be in my own space and just do my thing in my own time, be in control.
Cute.
For me, I have even a particular moment and anecdote. You guys are gonna think that I'm a mad person, but it's okay. Yeah, I've always like Shagan, I've always been like highly independent. I like doing things for me / my family / people that I care about. I don't like one of the thing I value most, well, one of the things I value the most is time. And when it became clear to me that a lot of people's time or the way that they deploy their time is dictated by how much money they have in their bank account, it also occurred to me that, something is just not connecting here for me in terms of like the traditional sense of, you know, salary. And I also just don't like this whole, I just don't like this whole idea of like working for something I genuinely don't believe in. Like, I think it's a scam. I mean, I can actually do a job, and I love doing roles that I care about the work. But as someone that genuinely wants to see impact in the world, it feels like a lot of the work that is like particularly high salary that we kind of see as like conventional career routes, they don't seem pretty impactful for me in the way that I would like to impact the world. So I find it tricky to like I'm a super productive girl. I can get stuff done when it needs to get done. But if it's something that I genuinely think is a waste of my time, I just think like I lose the motivation to do it because fundamentally I'm not actually impacting the world. So
deep stuff. I never saw it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like cool, like the money and stuff like that, but the money is, I feel like, at least for me, the money is not enough. Like, you would have to pay me a lot of money to do something that I really don't like doing. And I don't think that the conventional salaries for these things are enough, and I don't want to do them. And I don't care who that makes feel uncomfortable. That's your own personal problem. I'm not going to do it. So yeah, in terms of like personal anecdote, there was a time where I was in sixth form and I was saving, sixth form, or like, secondary school, you'd be doing odd jobs and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So I used to work at a call center and...
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
What did you think?
In secondary school, I was thinking, you said sixth form, I thought.
Yeah. So I was working at a call center.
I can tell this is going to be mad. I just want to say, I can tell this is going to, you paused, so I can tell it's going to be
It's mad. Not, do you know what? It's not that mad. It's just dramatic. So I was working at a call center and I absolutely hated it. I thought it was the worst thing I'd ever experienced in my entire life. I dreaded going there after school and on Saturdays. I just know. But I was saving up for something and I was like, let me actually get a job to support myself and whatnot. And the characters there as well, it made me really sad because a lot of people had like dreams and stuff like that, but because of like financial responsibilities, they found themselves in that position. So I remember the part of like being in a call center is that you're trying to sell stuff, right? And there was this one particular lady who I was trying to get to like give up her details to like support a charitable fund and stuff, but I'm a conversationalist. I like speaking to people here and there. And we got talking and she like informed me that she had terminal cancer. And I thought that it was unethical to even ask her for money. Because I was just like, what is she going to do? Leave her credit card details for her will? Or like, what is going to go on here? So I ended the call and I just said, God bless you, take care. It was great speaking to you. Like I was literally on the phone with her for like half an hour or something. And then my boss came over to me and started shouting at me. I was like, basically, like, why didn't you get the money? Like, you're supposed to sell. That's what you're here to do. That's what we're paying you for, blah, blah, blah. And it was when he said, that's what we're paying you for. I was just like, I don't need to be here right now. I actually don't. And I said, I'm really sorry, but... And the thing about me is I hate when people speak to me rudely. I find it so disrespectful. So I said to this man, I'm really sorry. But I just thought it was morally wrong. I think that if you think that it's appropriate to sell, then you have problems. And he's just started shouting even more. And then I said, I don't really have to be here. And I picked up my bag and I left. And it was there at that moment.
I quit.
No, I didn't even say I quit. I said, I'm out. I picked up my bag. I said, I don't need to be here. So I'm out.
Wow.
And then like my agent was calling me all throughout the day yesterday. I just sent him a nicely typed up email. I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I wish you all the best with all of your endeavors. I think you should think about, your company policies and whatnot. A couple months down the line, the company was liquidated. So I said, God.
Wow.
God. Timing. Timing.
Wow.
But for me, I realized then I don't like the entitlement that some people have to you and your time just because they're paying you. Like, the entitlement is too much. I get that I'm doing a job, but there's no need to be rude. Secondly, there is a question of ethics in a lot of like roles that, a lot of roles that are like high paying, right? And for me, I refuse to believe, and maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm crazy, I refuse to believe that I cannot be paid well for doing the things that are impactful and doing things that I love to do. So
I say that. I can relate. I can relate to that whole story. Like when I when I first
Everyone
finished
has
uni, I mean, I was pursuing like working in pharmaceutical sales. Just the whole idea of it, like I actually do like selling stuff. I like speaking, and I like, you know, just being able to engage in people, and like, you know, a little bit of manipulation, you know, put some strings in people's brains. But yeah, and yeah, I just like the whole idea of like the whole industry, but then like kind of like getting more insight into how things actually go down. I actually realized that this is actually very this is actually unethical, and it's so weird because they teach you all this stuff about ethics and all this kind of stuff, but most of these companies don't even follow their own procedures that they've put in place. Like, it's just weird. Like, you are meant to, your main aim is to seek for the well-being of others, the patients, the people that are going to use your medications and all this kind of stuff. But you're out here trying to just make profit by any means necessary, make a sale by any means necessary. You can do anything, and it's just mad. Like, I'm just looking further into like the whole industry. It's just, there's a lot of secrets and a lot of stuff that's just a bit. But yeah, man.
Yeah, true.
well, Megan, it looks like we're stuck on this entrepreneurial thing, innit?
Hey, listen, cupcake business.
It's coming, man. You know, I got my branded stickers. They're coming soon,
How
guys.
is it?
Coming soon.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, put my name on it just at the bottom. Shakes and Renee.
So you can be coming to disgrace me with your mango steamed cupcakes. It's not
Hey,
me.
listen. Hey,
It's not me.
I think for me, it kind of like shaking from a young age. For those who don't know, we're both quite the entrepreneur selling.
Yeah, go.
Coming to find out it was illegal down the time, but you know.
Really? Okay.
Selling the good stuff in school, not drugs, right? So
Not drugs, not drugs.
Just had to qualify there.
Yeah.
yeah, but like from school, and I think what really like put the nail in the coffin for me in terms of like seeing that 9 to 5 wasn't for me was when I got an entry level position in UBS investment bank about I think 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and I was there for like a year and a half. And you know, like when you grow up, especially like in an African or minority household, and you know you're told to go work here, go there, go there.
Yeah.
Then I got in that kind of space and environment, and I just saw, you know, that the glitter from the outside really wasn't that deep, you know. You know, just coming into, you know, the inside, and just looking around me. I mean, looking at, you know, I was in liaison with like directors, executive directors, and I just came to the consensus to see that, you know, these guys, they earn reasonable amount of money, but
Yeah.
when you take into account, for monetary wise, in terms of like taxes and stuff, it's not that much money. When you look at the bigger outlook of things. And just as you guys have been saying, like in terms of freedom and time, like some of these guys I've been seeing in the office, staying, like getting in the office like 10 a.m., leaving at 7 p.m., 6 p.m., sometimes even later. I'm thinking, how you guys been doing this for like 10 years, 8 years? And I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But wow, you know, there's that's where it was just like, nah, this ain't even all that, to be honest. Because normally, like even the perception from the outside is like, oh, you know, you need to work in the city, you need to wear a suit, you need to be, as Relay said, you need to have this loafers, etc.
Loafers with no socks.
That description was too accurate.
But it's not even that deep, to be honest, and it's not even all that. It really isn't. But yeah, that was the main.
Let me ask you guys a question. I don't want to get into this whole millionaire talk or anything, but how much money is too much money? How much money what is your amount? Yeah, what's your threshold amount? That's like, okay, yeah, this is too much money. After this point, you have to be a philanthropist. Like, you have to redistribute that wealth. Like, that money needs to now go. What is that amount? Or what is the range, would you say?
Ladies first.
Wow. I think my ideal like threshold amount that I would like to earn like a year. No pressure. Okay. I would say between 5 to 10 mil.
Nice.
A year.
Okay. Interesting.
But it could be like, that could be upper threshold. Basically, I would want to have enough to be able to secure my home and to make sure that my family is good. So it's not necessarily like I'm going to live in a big house or whatnot, but literally just want to make sure that my family and my like kids and stuff are sorted for like school, and that actually takes quite a lot of money. So I think a good 5 to 10 mil, I'm good. In terms of like the figure where I would need to be a philanthropist, I think regardless of what income anyone is making, we should all practice giving anyways. Like I think money is a magnifier of character, and if you don't give whilst you're broke, or if you don't like have it in your nature to be kind whilst you're broke, well when you have money, you're even going to be worse, because you're just going to be the kind of person who knows what it just magnifies a lot of the traits that you already have. So chances are, if you are like, I hate to be the person that's like, oh, these rappers and stuff, but a lot of rappers were super materialistic before they came into money, and nothing has actually changed. Maybe their shoe has changed, you know. You've upgraded to the Balenciaga that they were rapping about, but the mindset is the same.
Indeed.
So there's a reason why there's certain millionaires out there that are still wearing, you know, that £2 Primark shirt and those jeans, because that's who they are. So I think in terms of like the upper limit, where I would want to be a philanthropist, like regardless of what I earn, but in terms of you must give back, I think that anything past 10 mil, like even then, you must, come on, like you must.
I'd say anything. Well, to me personally, I think anything. Well, like you said, definitely, like never consider your contribution, however small, to be insignificant. But if we're talking like a large scale, I would say even probably from like 2 mil, because you could start within your own community. Like if you're talking about nationally, but within your own community, you can really start doing things, you know. So maybe 1 mil or 2, you can really start doing things, community centers, programs. Yeah, you could do a lot, to be honest.
Okay, interesting.
Oh yeah, Sheikh, come and tell us that you want to be a billionaire. We know you want to.
I'm over talking about giving back. At what point, do you say, yes, this money should not even belong to me? Yeah, I'm talking about like at least 50% of your income or your earning or your net worth, it should be going to somewhere else. It should be going to another course.
Well, the thing is, like, tax, if you look at tax anyways, once you break that mill, half of it is already not your own.
It's true.
So we're talking about 50% of your earnings before or after tax?
After tax. After tax. After tax.
There are loopholes as well.
You know what,
not tax evasion, but there are loopholes.
Hey.
Please, look, we're on a just the FBI that are watching and checking the algorithm and whatnot. We are legal, like we abide by the law.
100%. Don't look into me. I'm a clean guy. Hey, but because me, I look at like 1 million, 2 million. obviously it's still a lot of money. It's a lot of money to me now, 100%. But it doesn't seem as a large amount anymore. It doesn't really seem as a large amount.
You're right.
It doesn't seem as something that's unattainable. Now, for me, something that I'll say is like unattainable, that's like raw. It's 100 mil. 100 million.
I was gonna
a lot of money.
Same figure.
For me, if you've got 100 million, you need to be doing something. You need to be
That's true.
He said, open your purse.
Nah, you need to open your bank. Open it. Your bank is not your bank. You should leave your credit card on the floor for anybody to use, because it gets to a point, like where you can afford everything. Like you can afford everything. So what are you doing with that money? You can buy a private jet. You can buy a plane. You can do everything. There's no single item that's there. The only thing that you might not be able to afford is a rocket. That's it.
Nah,
you're
actually annoying.
That's actually it.
He said rocket, for God's sake.
But I don't want to even get into this whole billionaire conversation.
We're gonna leave that one because I feel like that would. But I really.
Oh, the conversation is already disrupting the whole.
I just want to disagree with Renee. That's all I want to do. That's the highlight of my day.
This is all you come online to do. Just disagree with me.
It's unscripted. Let's get
joy, man. It gives me joy.
Let's get into it.
We can't get into it. We can't get into it.
What?
We actually can't get into it. We need to dedicate like a whole thing.
Okay.
That will for sure be our next episode though. Because I'm gonna come with. 100%. Do you know what's even funny? I'm literally already writing an article on it. Like it's in my drafts. I'm ready. So when you're ready, Sheg, we'll fight to the death.
I'm also gonna write an article as well.
So next week. Okay, cool.
It can happen. Definitely happen. Because I've been seeing a lot of posts this week. A lot of posts about billionaires and
eat
stuff.
The rich.
Yeah. Very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. 100%.
Me too. I'll see you there. I'll see you at the boxing ring.
You guys gonna fight, bro? You guys gonna Wow.
There's only one winner.
Yep, very clear who it is too.
Wow. But where are we even talking about? Where are we at?
Wow, entrepreneurship. Yeah.
I was actually, if I can remember my second question, I think I was going to ask, what do you think about, if you flip the tables and for people who are kind of on the right, let's say they're on the right side, so 9 to 5, looking at entrepreneurs looking at 9 to 5, and they're kind of, they're falling for, if I can say, the glitter of the other side. If that makes sense, as to it not being everything that it turns out to be. Entrepreneurs, looking at, you mentioned people working in the city with certain jobs, etc., etc., and the 9 to 5s looking at entrepreneurs and seeing like, oh wow, like wow, you guys. You're making money, you're having fun, you're doing all of this and that. So I guess that's probably another talking point. What do you guys think of that?
I feel like you need to water the grass. Like I said, you need to water your own grass. The problem with comparison is we always see the good bits that people show. So when you're working 9 to 5 and you're like, oh, like I want to be an entrepreneur because it seems like you have your own time and stuff like that. nobody really talks about, the unsexy parts of entrepreneurship where, there will be some late nights, or there will be some times where you're broke because, there's some hidden costs that you didn't know about, or, your cash flow is not the same as like last month. Whereas entrepreneurship Twitter will be looking at 9 to 5, like, oh, you've got regular income and salary and stuff like that. But no one's talking about the fact that, social mobility within the firm is really difficult, or the fact that some of you people are out here going broke trying to look rich because, you never really had that financial literacy or management, and you're trying to keep up with, Ben and Thomas, whose parents are purchasing them suits from the get-go, but you're out here trying to tailor your suits, but your mortgage payments are calling you. So it really is about balance. No, listen, I'm telling you, certain men will move differently because they've got loafers with no socks and a suit that's been slightly tailored. But your mortgage payments are calling you. You're like, you've literally just jumped one tax bracket. Like, that's not wealth to me. So, anyways, I've said my piece. That sounded even rude. Let me
Wow.
Real talk.
Wow. No, I'll never get a fight with Renee because, boy.
Yeah.
It's priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I feel like comparison is one of the biggest vices. Like, it's just and do you know what? I feel like it is human nature at the same time to sometimes slip into a thought of comparing yourself to someone else. But again, self-realization, to snap out of it because you don't want to go down that spiral. And yeah, I feel like even in this day and age, that's why we're seeing an increase in like depression and all this kind of stuff, because people are always seeking to be someone else or have something that someone else has, and that is not healthy. That's very toxic physically, mentally. And yeah, again, social media is to blame, but at the same time, I don't feel like we should always put the blame on social media. I feel like people need to also take responsibility for themselves as well. You shouldn't always want to shift the blame to someone else. Again, you work on yourself. If you see that is a problem or something that you can't control, like every time you go on social media or you watch one YouTube video, you're like, oh, well, why can I not be like this person? Why can I not have this amount? Then don't watch those things, or consciously watch them and consciously tell yourself that, yeah, this is not all there is to life. I don't need to have this. If I do want these things, I can work towards it, but it's not a life or death thing kind of situation.
Yeah, I think a lot of maturity just comes down to it as well. I think even just growing up, you learn the simple lessons of you can't attain everything at once. You need to, as long as you're working, even if you're working, you need to save up for it. While you're working on entrepreneur, you need to save up for it. You can't sow one seed today and then expect to like have a whole crop of plants. It doesn't really work like that.
There is no such thing as quick money. I don't understand. People try to throw this thing, and people actually believe that there's no such thing as quick money.
No, tell them again. I don't think they heard you.
One more time.
It actually isn't. I mean, if you even go into
certain ways,
but then there's ways, but those ways are often attached with high risk. There's a risk of you losing your freedom, so you have to weigh up these things. Me, I'll never tell anyone, don't do this, don't do that. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. At least have the end goal. Don't feel like this stuff that you're doing, this trap in the bando, is sustainable. It's not sustainable. Yeah. So yeah, for me, yeah, there can be quick money, but even with that quick money, I don't even think like it's quick money. You can't just now all of a sudden say that, yeah, you're gonna be a drug dealer and feel like you're just gonna start getting paid. Like, come on, mate. It doesn't work like that. You need to still work your way up. For you to start making serious fees, you need to work your way up to the top. You need to be top boy. You need to be top boy.
God. Pastor Shags, tell us today.
And like even all these scams and like, you know, fraud, boy. Listen, these people that are doing these things, you know, they're putting in serious work. Hush puppy. Hey, this guy was serious work, man. Serious work. It's not as easy as just, oh yeah, steal this person's credit card. A lot of work goes into it. A lot of work goes into covering your tracks. So again, I still don't believe there's a thing that's as quick money. Hard work. That's what will bring you your wealth. That's what will bring you your success in wherever you're looking, whether it's financially or whatever. Hard work, consistency, diligence.
100%. And even like relating to what we were saying at the start, even while working hard is to enjoy the ride at the same time. Instead of the beginning of like, oh, I've got a business idea now. I need to go ham every day, 6 hours a day. You know, dedicate.
It's not me. It's not me you'll catch doing that. So, anyways.
But you know, that works for some people. You know.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, that. Some people need to do that. Some people do that. I've got a friend. Anyway, Ellie, you know this person. I've got a friend, and that's how he talks. He's like, yeah, I need to go on. I need to do this. Like even with like education and stuff like that. That's how he talks. Like he says that he needs to just put himself into the thing, for it to make sense for him. But I don't know.
It must be madness. But you know what? It's not my own to judge. Everybody has their own, innit? So I'm not be minding my business, but it's not me.
But yeah, we haven't even talked about resting.
Resting is important. Don't let anybody shame you for resting. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's such negative connotations around resting these days, yeah? And this weekend was like, for example, this weekend for me was such a pivotal time of rest because I slept. I went and, I had brunch, lunch, dinner with my friends. I read a book. I watched a movie. And I felt good about it.
Wait, what cinema was this?
What?
What cinema was this?
Oh, no, I watched it in my room. Cinema. Ain't nobody going to the cinema.
At least you have like popcorn and snacks,
Oh, listen, I had my... Okay, well, I was... Yo, this went popcorn and snacks. I had my jollof rice and chicken, Shan. It was
even better.
Muy bien.
Even better.
It was good. I enjoyed my time.
3 a.m. the grind. 3 a.m. the grind don't stop.
Why wouldn't you say?
The grind don't stop.
Ellie, when is it that you will talk to your friend about this rubbish?
But yeah, people need to rest. Some people don't need to rest. Some people need minimal rest. I don't know, man. Each to their own. To be honest, it's each to their own.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But those people that are breaking their necks and their backs to show that they're up at 3 a.m., leave it. It's all right. We get it. You're working hard. But leave it. Well, still do your thing.
Some age.
And I think we're in an age as well where, like, if you don't show somebody or show the world that you're doing something, you're not doing. I hate that. I've purposely programmed myself to be the opposite. Like, that's why, like, even on social media, I don't really post, like, just there watching, messaging. It's just why. Obviously, you can if you want to.
That's how we were even brought up. We were brought up like you hustle in silence. You do your thing. You don't say what you're doing. You do your thing. Well, that's how I was brought up. But yeah, it feels like you need seeing is believing. If there's no evidence of something, if you can't see something, then it's not real, right? Yeah.
Like if you told your friends that, like eventually you tell your friends, I'm worth $1 million, or I don't have $1 million assets or whatever. And let's say you don't have social media or you haven't shared anything, they wouldn't believe you. They wouldn't believe you.
It's weird times. In fact, it's not even weird times. I feel like it's always been like that, but it's just highlighted now because we actually have socials. We actually have social media. Because with a lot of things, again, like I was saying, Like, people need to see something for them to believe it, or they believe that the only evidence for something is if you can see, if you can sense it. And if you can't, then that thing must not exist, or it must not be real. But come on, man. I'm never gonna get into that whole perception. It doesn't make sense. I've had a lot of these arguments in my time. A lot of them involving the existence of God. But hey,
maybe that will be another episode as well.
that's another topic. That's another episode. There's a lot of another episodes happening. Stay tuned.
Just remind you, whoever's listening, watching this, thank you. I think we just hit, or we're about to hit 350 plays for the audios on Spotify and on our YouTube, like 2.5K views altogether.
Where's she?
So humble beginnings, very humble. Thank you, nonetheless.
Yeah.
This journey that we're on.
Stay tuned for the rest of the topics. Next week, I'll be wearing a suit to my debate.
I think you're actually despicable. I hope you know.
I'm actually going to wear a suit. And I'll wear those